Her approach to her material is interior, never merely the stretching of an aestheticized membrane over prefigured event. To see her manuscript is to confirm what the finished artifact has told us. In her rounded yet italic hand, each letter sits in its row like a bead on the abacus of straight thought, doing the exact work its position and character demands. The miracle is that these beads are also as alive as peas, to be sown and set, fertile, tender, reaching, tenacious, and when harvested and dried down, as hard as hail throwing itself at the window in the reader's head. She does not strew effect, uses shock sparingly, and administers it, often violently, through silence, a woven veil, or a sideways, unrequited look. Hardenberg's position in the minor Saxon nobility of the late 18th century had limited opportunities. His family had estates, a household, a respectable allocation of linen, duties, a nag or two, habits of generosity, not money. The father was a devout adherent of the Moravian Church, a Christocentric group of a certain spiritual climate, dwelling, in the words of Penelope Fitzgerald's uncle Ronald Knox, with monotonous sentimentalism, only less distressing in German than in English, on the wound in Christ's side. Other modes of thought, though, are stirring and not far off. At Jena, one of the universities attended by Hardenberg, Goethe walks along in plain view, an old man of over 40. Schelling, Hegel, and Hölderlin lodge together. The philosopher Fichte and the romantic Schlegel teach Hardenberg. Fichtieren, to romanticize Fichte style, is a fashion among the students. At one point there is a dueling accident. 2 good-sized bits of finger are lopped off. Fritz's medical student friend Dietmaler makes him carry the part fingers for safekeeping in the ideal receptacle, that is, his mouth. One has a heavy ring. Can you unfeel that? The novelist has transmitted to the reader the very taste of subjectivity. Hardenberg was sent to learn from Chrysanthemum Coelestin Just the business of overseeing the process of the mining of salt, in order to make a living beyond that of the savourless life of a writer-scholar. By this point, he already has the intermittent transformative sense that beauty is where it falls, that everything is illuminated. Trying to assemble information for her projected life of L.P. Hartley, Penelope Fitzgerald interviewed Princess Clary, who said, "My dear, how can you write the life of a writer? If he had entered into politics, if he had commanded an army in warfare, but what life can a writer have?" A chance visit, paid in the company of Just, to a family as large as his own but more prone to laughter, changed Fritz von Hardenberg's life. He fell in love with Sophie von Kühn when she was 12. We first see her, an ordinary enough girl, standing at a window wishing for something to happen, be it only a fall of snow. We are given Sophie in full. She is impious, ordinary-looking, greedy, fond of fart and sex jokes. She has nice hair and dark eyes, like those of Raphael in the self-portrait he made at 25. We never doubt her lover's transforming serious love of and for her. We, too, come to see and to care in the irrational, incremental way of love. This short book induces in its reader many forms of the topple into love, with big families, with children, with the one, the other, with an idea, with thought, with nature. The blue flower, signifying that elusive thing which can connect the individual self to an understanding of greater external existence, finds its equivalent in the novel, which itself is a concrete rendering of the abstraction it contemplates. The blue flower constitutes for its reader a blue flower. Hardenberg came to call Sophie his philosophy. This, to a novelist of such metaphysical mind, must have been a folding together of concept and embodiment impossible to resist. As a hopelessly addicted writer of short books, I have to try to see to it that every confrontation and every dialogue has some reference to what I hope will be understood as the heart of the novel, Penelope Fitzgerald writes 3 years before her death. She is pinning the numberless stars in their places with each word written, and calling them each by their names. She is very clear here about why, but how does she see so feelingly and set it down? Penelope Fitzgerald was in the provident habit of unraveling